this clip will help you determine what sets you apart from the other 100,000 people writing screenplays this year. Let's get into it. You are a talented writer or creative, and you want to be a professional screenwriter as soon as possible. You're driven. I am a Hollywood screenwriter of 40 plus screenplays. I'm in the WGA, and I also love coaching talented writers who want to become professional screenwriters. So let's get into this idea of what sets you apart. What's your brand? What's your specialty? This is going to be 3 tips on how to determine your uniqueness, your specialty, what people will come to you for and pay you money for. One simple way to do this exploration is asking your friends. So let's think about it this way. So think about one of your friends and what sets that one friend apart from your other friends. They're all nice. They're all probably funny or whatever, but like what makes one friend distinct for another? I'll think about one of my friends, Greg Cantwell. He is distinct from my other friends because he has an ability to analyze and act on principles and an ability to move straight forward with a goal and a commitment with real consistency. So there's a depth of thought, there's a creativity, but there's like a principled creativity, that sort of thing, right? So if I was to go to Greg and I'd say, hey, here are things I see in you as my friend that separates you from all my other friends. Will you now tell me what you think separates me from your other friends? And if you do that with 3 people, 5 people, whatever, you're going to start to get an overlapping sense of what sets you apart, just as a human being with one of your friends, right? I recommend don't doing it with like a spouse or a family member because they're kind of too close. But a friend, a good buddy, or 3 or 4, that's probably really helpful. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, you can look at a list of your favorite films and your favorite TV shows and start to look at what connective tissue is there. Are there recurring types of heroes who have specific challenges? What are the vices of the heroes that you're drawn to? What are their conflicts that they need to overcome? What are some of the settings? What are you drawn to in terms of these other stories? Because that will start to tell you about your own sensibility, your own brand as a human being as expressed through your own stories. That's number 2. Tip number 3 is going into your own origin story. Where are you from? Not so much just the region or whatever, but like what went down in your childhood for you to be where you're at. Like what are the biggest life challenges that you faced? For me, my dad wasn't around in the way that I really wanted him to be. And so I created this story about abandonment and had all these fantasies about if I had a dad that was available. I would fantasize about great coaches that I never had. I was into sports, but my coaches were okay, nice people, but not really great coaches. So I'd study great coaches. So I'm fascinated by mentorship in all these different ways, in part because my origin story was like I didn't have the older sibling. I had an older sibling, and she was awesome, but she wasn't sort of the nurturing older sibling that I wanted. My dad wasn't around like I wanted. My mom was awesome, but she was struggling with her own stuff. So that's my origin story. And so my screenplays, the superpower of my screenplays tend to be character-driven, tension-filled stories, but there's a dynamic of a significant mentorship dynamic that recurs in some of my best screenplays, right? So I've just been thinking about that my whole life. And so you've been thinking about something for you your whole life, and that makes you really a world-class thought leader on that thing. And if you have that as the core of your story, that's something that sets you apart. Anyway, this is the tip of the iceberg. I have a whole workshop on this. If you happen to be, if you like these ideas, if you think they seem helpful, then come check out my workshop. There's going to be a link around here. You just send your email, drop your email in there, and I'll give you information about the workshop. You can get on the wait list now. I'm not exactly sure when I'm going to do this workshop, but yeah, it just helps you go deeper into this stuff because you can intellectually understand what I just said very quickly, but will you do it and will you get the right lessons for it so that you can actually apply to your screenplay? That takes a little practice. So it's a free workshop. You can check it out if you would like. That's what I got for you. Hope you're having a lovely day. Sending you lots of love and good energy. Bye.